Hey, it's Rick Probst, and you're listening to Faith Talk Live, and you are...
Dan Ratcliffe.
Morgan Levine.
How do you like that? The curveball I just threw you.
Changing things up on us
Every
there.
day.
Well, I got to do that because this young lady is changing the world. Aisha, how are you?
Hey, how are you guys?
Good to see you. We noticed that you are doing your Zoom there, and I'm assuming maybe a show or two from your kitchen, are you?
Yes, I am. I'm in the comfort of my own home, like the rest of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Aisha is, of course, one of the hosts on the Christian View. Now, what are you guys doing on the Christian View? Are you doing Zoom stuff, or how are you guys doing?
Yeah, pretty soon we're going to be doing a couple of live and recordings on Zoom as well. So we're having to just modify and do what we can as well.
I think we're all in the same boat, right? How are you and your family holding up?
We're doing good. We don't quite have cabin fever just yet because, you know, I'm normally so busy. So I'm really actually enjoying the first week or two home, you know, and I'm learning some things about my kids that I didn't really realize, you know, so it's
Like
been
what?
good. I'm not complaining just yet.
Anything fun that you're learning about the kids that you didn't know?
Oh my gosh. I mean, my kids are 10 years apart and I'm like, how are you guys arguing about Netflix video, you know, and just like some of the things they're arguing about. I'm like, you're 10 years apart. Wait a minute, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've been playing, like yesterday I played Hangman and my kids didn't even know what that was. And I'm like, okay, we gotta bring it old school. Like, come on, you know.
How can you not know what Hangman is?
They had no idea.
Wow.
I'll bet Morgan doesn't know what Hangman is.
That's all we played on family road trips growing up. That and the alphabet game.
Oh, I see.
And I'm sure the golden child always won, right?
He cheated, but yes, he won.
Cheated, of course. All right. Aisha, we were talking before we started the show here about your prom dress business. Obviously, a lot of proms have gotten canceled because of all this. Talk about how that's affected you and your business.
Yeah, you know, we're in Atlanta, so we're part of the new order that was issued by the mayor of the city of Atlanta, Keisha Bottoms. And so we're closed at this time because we don't fall in the category of being an essential business. So, of course, that has really, truly impacted me, my family. Of course, this is our busiest time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of proms have been canceled. I was telling Morgan, I get threatening emails and voicemails every day.
Wow.
You know, clients want to bring their dresses back, but we can't accept dresses back, obviously, because we have hundreds of girls. So even though we may have had maybe 10, you know, 15 upset moms, we have really 100, several hundred girls who have already purchased since December and November of last year. It would be so unfair to you know, issue refunds or, you know, on a few of them. But you know, I just look at what's happening across the world. I mean, so many people are impacted and people are facing health challenges. And I just know, even though it's a financial impact for me, it could be so much worse. So, you know, I still thank God, you know, we had a almost like a good 2.5 months for the year, which is a lot of times when they would have purchased. So they would have actually been going to prom. So
Right.
a lot of the girls, I want to say about 75% of girls probably purchased. But there was those last latecomers who didn't purchase. So a bulk of what we would have made, we've already made it, but we've obviously had a good month and a half left, you know, to still earn, you know, some kind of income off of just the seasonal prom goers.
No, on that, you know, as you and I talked before we went live, you know, my fiance and I had to postpone our wedding.
Yeah, I saw that.
We are still getting to have it. A lot of these girls' prom is kind of one and done. I mean, they're not going to get to have their prom, especially if they're a senior. And so have you had a chance to talk to any of them? Or if not, what would your encouragement be to them? Because that's got to be a devastating feeling to have that almost kind of taken away from you, even though it makes sense under the circumstances. What would you say to that young girl who may be upset about that?
Well, my hopes is that the schools will postpone and not truly cancel, and they can even do this in July. My team and I have actually even considered reaching out to a few venues and a few local artists to see if there's something we could even host, you know, in June or July, just at free of charge, just for these girls. Not just my clients, but, you know, girls across the city of Atlanta, across Georgia that have been impacted by this. So we're hoping that, you know, again, something will something they'll be able to attend this event and wear their dress. But also, just like everyone else, I would want them to just really focus on the bright side of things, that they are not being affected, or their health they're in good health, and just kind of, even for myself, and I think this is happening for a lot of people, is that we have a moment to reflect on what's truly important. Yeah, you missed prom and you didn't get to wear your dress, but you're alive and you're healthy and your family is healthy. So It's like almost like a reality check of what's truly important, and it's happening for all of us of all ages.
Aisha Danzy Smith, as you're watching her on Zoom and also on the radio here, you're listening to Faith Talk Live. Rick here, Dan, and Morgan. Aisha, what about your kids? So far, we have talked to folks that have teenagers and below, and they're pretty much kind of going with the flow. What about yours?
When they're up, they go with the flow once they get up, But I'm having to implement like a routine. Like, I don't want us to get stuck laying in bed all day and doing your homework in bed and doing everything sitting in bed. So I've actually, I posted online a few weeks ago. I had a personal trainer. She's a friend of mine, come to the house, and we exercised in the yard. And I actually had a jump rope challenge yesterday. I could only get to 8, without messing up. These old legs of mine won't go up. You know how that is, Rick, right?
That's about 7 more than I could do, Aisha.
No, I don't know anything.
Well, yeah, so we've been outside just trying to make the best of it. And I was telling Morgan earlier, we were talking about just playing board games and hangman. So, I say this, I prayed, and all the time we talk about 2020 vision and what is it that you would like to happen this year. I prayed for more time with the family, and I was not expecting this.
So it's your fault.
Yeah, look, it was on me, but yeah. I got an answer to a prayer, and I am taking it for what it is. And again, my family is healthy, and I'm enjoying the time with the family, and also looking in ways that after this, we're going to be closer, and we're going to be stronger, and we're going to be better in other areas. So.
Aisha Smith Danzy, we're watching her on Zoom and talking to her on the radio. You mentioned something about being stronger and that valuable FaceTime that you're having with your family. We really feel like all of us that's what's going to happen to the church. Maybe we've taken showing up at church kind of for granted. Now we want to get back into to that. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, those who weren't attending regularly, now they missed something that they had as an option. It's almost like God himself, in terms of you take him for granted. And if you feel that you've disconnected, then you miss him when he's not there. And it's the same thing with the church. But also, I believe that this is a time that we remember that we are essentially the church, that, that praise and worship has to continue in our home. And even with our children, I mean, a lot of times we do church. We go to church on Sundays, and we're just following, the everyday routine, and church is on Sunday, but church is really Monday through Sunday. And a lot of us are now remembering or going back to the roots of our relationship with God. So definitely, I think many of us miss our church homes. I know I do. But, just as a reminder that it's really about that personal relationship with God. It's not about just attending church,
That's so well said.
Aisha, I love the idea that you had about bringing the personal trainer into the house and staying busy and having a routine, because it's easy when you're at home to just sit on the couch and watch Netflix all day while you're working, or sleep a lot in bed. I mean, I found myself kind of getting depressed because I'm not in a normal routine. I'm eating a lot more. I can't go to the gym because it's closed. How would you encourage folks in that way?
Yeah, no, definitely. I would say get on a routine and stick on it, or some routine. I mean, you don't have to be as strict of a routine, but just some kind of routine, just making that effort to get up and get out of the house. For me, I'm so used to getting dressed. So like you see me now, I'm dressed. Like I get up, I get dressed. My husband said, "What do you do today?" I said, "I got something to do." Rick told me to get on, and I finally got something to do today. My schedule's totally busy today. But I felt good just getting up, getting dressed. And again, even getting out of the house. So just encouraging everyone to stay positive. I mean, I think we have to, shut down off of social media. A lot of us have been scrolling and looking for the latest updates and the numbers and all the news reports. And we have to get off social media and start spending that time with God. I was talking to my girlfriend's Bible study group, and I said, how many of us have stayed busy at home? We're still busy. We're cleaning out the garage and all this other stuff. We're still missing the point of spending time with God. And you can be busy around the house. You can keep yourself busy posting and replying to social media, but we don't want to miss what God has for us to receive and to understand and to get out of this time. So
that is so good. Aisha Smith Danzy, watch her on The Christian View and follow her on Facebook. Where else, Alicia, can they follow you?
I'm really just on Facebook. We have the private Girlfriends Bible Study Club. So we actually do a Zoom Bible study that we've been doing since September. So we're always on doing our live Bible study. And if anyone ever wants to reach out to me, feel free to do so on social media.
Awesome. We got to take a break. Thank you so much, Aisha. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
And I'm Morgan Levine.
This is Faith Talk Live.